John, of course, not the result you would have wanted, not the performance you would have wanted. What's your view on how this afternoon's gone?
It's happened too many times for us this season. You know, we've beat ourselves in the first 10 minutes of the game. We go out with good intentions of keeping it tight, nullifying the crowd, pressing them, not letting them time on the ball, and we go to sleep from a throw. Cross to the far post. We've got our wing back challenge in the 6-yard box. 3 centre halves led a centre forward to an overhead kick. It shouldn't happen. So it's a ridiculous goal. And then the second one's not much better. You know, it's an aimless ball into our box. Toby fumbles in. It's a gift of a goal. So within 8 minutes, you're 2-0 down. The game's more or less over. And then we let them walk through us for the third goal. 16 minutes, you may as well go home. And it's happened to us too many times this season. One's become 2, become 3 very quickly. It's happened probably about 5-6 times this season. And we seem to have 2 ways of playing. Once we stay in the game, we're all right and we feel our way into the game. But we've been beat too many times in the first 15 minutes of games. It's ridiculous. I thought our travelling fans were absolutely superb today. They outsang the Barnsley fans. They were a credit to the club and to themselves. And I just wish we could pay them back with more oomph. We were second to balls all over the park in the first half. Didn't pass it. Barely went near their goal. A little bit better second half, and again you're asking yourself the question: have they eased off the gas? Have we defended better? I think we have defended better. Toby's made 1 or 2 saves, but he hasn't had to make many saves. And then, you know, we've had a bit more of a threat and got a goal late on in stoppage time. But we've got to start. We're in the process now where Barnsley's. This is taking nothing away from Barnsley. They were good. First half, they passed the ball quite well. Pressed us really well the whole game. But they didn't have to do anything to win. We've gifted them goals. And if you give teams goals, it doesn't matter who you're playing against, you're going to lose. And we've got to stop that. And so, you know, there'll be no rest days. You know, we'll be in tomorrow, we'll analyse it, and we'll try and get it right for Tuesday, and then, you know, another big game next Saturday.
I'm sure if you knew the answer, it wouldn't be happening. But is there any explanation for why, particularly away from home in these circumstances, a few times this has happened, and it's happened at home as well, I think you said earlier, where one goal becomes another. It's almost like one mistake leading to another.
No, you can't legislate for it. You know, there's a million and one things goes into scoring a goal to win in a game in football. And you look at today, that I thought it was our throw, but obviously it wasn't because no one complained. But the balls fell into their lad's hands and he took a quick throw, and that could have gone past them, hit the boards, and everyone's back organised. As it was, it went right into his hands and he's thrown it down the line to a player who's unmarked. Good ball in, and then it's a good overhead kick. You know, we've challenged well for the first ball and then haven't dealt with the second ball. Yeah. But that hits the boards and bounces back onto the pitch, and that goal's not getting scored. And just things like that have gone against us all season, and you know, there's no point moaning about it. You've got to be switched on. And you know, Adam Phillips running down the line to get a throw into feet, he should have been trapped by someone and he wasn't, and that's where the crux of the problem lies. And we just haven't switched on from the start of the game. We didn't start the game brightly, and we've paid the price.
You've talked very openly about, you know, being in a relegation battle and needing to get out of that, and the criticism that comes with that, and the fans being disgruntled. It's going to be a long season, but there's a long way to go, isn't there? Is it important that you can put it behind you, work on it, improve it, and concentrate on this big week in the Cup?
It's just every game's a big game, and it's not a case of putting it behind you. What do? You got to work it. You don't just pack in. You know, we're blessed to be in the situation that we're in, representing a football club, being paid to do a job that we love. And we've got to do it to the best of our ability. And sometimes you can do your job as a manager to the best of your ability and you get let down by just people going to sleep. And it's, you know, it's easy as a manager sometimes to hide behind your players' failings. I'm never going to do that, you know. I don't always get my decisions right. I don't always get my team selection right. I don't always get my recruitment right. It's not for the want of trying. It's not for the want of how hard you work, and people don't see the hours that you put in behind the scenes. but you're always striving to be better. And you know, Barnsley, the resources they've got, they should have a better team than us, by nature of the fact that they can pay more money for the players. So that should be a given. They weren't better than us at our place, and we're always trying to compete. We've got to compete better than that. You know, we're in a relegation slog and we've got to compete better than that. And hopefully that'll be a wake-up call for us, like the Fleetwood game was a wake-up call for us.